Hi everybody, did you know that Kim Kardashian used to be the PA of Paris Hilton? And I say this because I am actually the ex-PA, then I was the CEO for several dot-com millionaires, and one of them sold his company for 30 million. And you all know it now as Match and Tinder, a $250 billion enterprise. So how do companies get from starting from an idea to being worth 250 billion? Things actually go on behind the scenes. It's called the secrets of selling, and for the first time in my life I am going to expose exactly how. Now I'm going to show several systems, basically low, mid and high ticket systems, because there's not just one way, and I'm going to show entrepreneurs, also wannabe entrepreneurs and new coaches, how you get fully booked, attract your ideal clients and actually get paid just using social media. And for the first time ever, I'm doing a 3-day free live event at the end of June. It's going to take place in the Facebook group that is actually pinned to my Facebook profile, so go on there because it's the Business Creation Challenge, Launch Your Business in 2025. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can niche your life experience, your past career, your job, or maybe a passion. And I'm going to show you the secret sauce of how people actually get booked just using social media. So then people say, but Nicola, who are you? I am the ex-PA, then the CEO to several dot-com millionaires, like I said, 15 years. I'm also the largest award winner ever to open a coaching and wellness retreat with absolutely no money, no staff, no premises. I was fully booked before I opened. It became ranked in the UK top 6. It still blows my mind, and I won every single award available in 1 year. How did I do it? A system that I learned working 15 years for millionaires, and for the first time I'm going to show ordinary people, because I'm not with the millionaires anymore, I'm going to show ordinary people how they actually take their idea and make it a reality. And then some people say, but I don't know how to grow a Facebook group. I'm also the creator of the world's largest Facebook group for a famous location, overtaking any of the other Facebook groups that had already been on the go for years. I'm going to show you exactly how I did it.
Hi, thank you, Nicola. How you doing? My name is Marco. I live in the United States for over 20 years. I am a realtor, and I teach other people how to invest and make money on flipping houses using different sources of investment. Nicola, she has been very helpful. She's a very intelligent woman, and I will never stop to thank her for all the knowledge she passed to me. Thank you, guys.
Hello, just want to thank you, Nicola. You truly are a godsend. I've been on your mastermind now and I've just learnt so much, and you know what, you're just a breath of fresh air because you really care and you want people to succeed, so thank you.
Hi, my name is Gavin. I'm an IT consultant from Scotland, and thanks to Nicola's system, I'm now focused on helping people keep their hard-earned savings safe from scammers. The way Nicola simplifies the system, breaking it down into its component parts, is amazing to watch. Listening to her masterclasses never ceases to amaze me. The way she comes up with ideas to help people is inspired. It's fascinating seeing how her mind works. I've been watching behind the scenes for a while now, and I've recently been entrusted to admin one of Nicola's Facebook groups. This group is by far the largest viral group for a famous location, and I love watching it continue to grow. Thank you, Nicola.
Thank you, Nicola. My name is Cara Feltz of Cara Feltz Cognitive Hypnotherapy, and I just want to say thank you, Nicola. Your teaching is fun, to the point. Your knowledge is phenomenal, and you hold nothing back. I'm so grateful to be a part of your program.
Thank you, Nicola, for getting this quiet librarian out of the learning circle of doom and into the light, and giving me the tools and community and belief in in me that you have to get my message out there into the world. Thank you.
We need to clean up. Can I turn it off? What button do I press? Oh my goodness. You're not going to believe this, but I spent thousands and thousands with we need to clean up. Can I turn it off? What button do I press? Well, hello people, give me a big wave. Give me a big wave. Hey, hey. Fantastic to see you all. Everybody, cameras on, cameras on. I have mine on. Thank you for the people who have waited. There's always lots of technical issues, people who can't join, and it always takes about 30 minutes. So fantastic. Hi, Dorca. How are you? Nice to see you. Hi, Diana. Hi, Michael. Michael, are you awake? Michael Bennett, you look like you're just asleep on the sofa. Nice to see you. Hi, Peter. Hi, Angela. Hi, Susan. How you doing? Hi, Naomi. We've got Jodie. Hi, Jodie. Hi, Leslie. Candice, how are you? Hi, Sam. Hi, Lindsay. Hey, Craig. How you doing, Craig? You got the day off work? Nice one. Let me just go to the other pages. And there's a couple of you. Come on, guys, get your cameras on, cameras on. And Mary Cleary. Mary, remind me, everybody remind me to say something to Mary on day 3 because she's been waiting for 6 months for me to come and do this event because I've not had any time. So guys, first of all, thank you very, very, very much for coming, and thanks for the ones who have waited. And a little few things that are going to go on. This meeting is recorded. Okay, so just so you know, the meeting is recorded. So please don't be putting anything into the chat that you don't want anybody else to read. And first of all, thank you so much for being here. The language that we will use is English. If there is anybody else who does not speak English, let me know and I can get the meeting transcribed into another language. Now, there's a few things that I need to cover, and I'm just going to open my list here. Just so you know, we're going to cover a little housekeeping issues. We're going to go through a lot of things. It's going to take about 90 minutes. And some people need some niche things, so we're going to do this. I'm going to show you how to create an offer. I'm going to show you exactly how I did what I did. Day 2, we're going to go into the sales and the marketing, everything that I did. I'm going to get you to actually build your own business. I'm going to show you as well how you get paid with it and how you launch it. Okay. Now, there's one big thing I'm going to show like you today. It doesn't matter if you create a course, a digital product, a book, a workshop, a mastermind. I will touch on all these products. And some people have been saying to me, but I want to open a retreat. I'll touch on that later. Something really, really important. I did what I did without any, I'm not going to say technology because I used my phone, I used Facebook, and I used Google Drive. I didn't use any other technology. I'm not against technology, but I didn't use any Kajabis or any store systems or any funnels or nothing. Not against none of them, but I didn't use it. Okay, stuff like that for me comes in the future. So guys, I'm going to show you how, even if you feel shy, even if you feel you could never come and do what I'm doing now. Something really important, I'll get out of the way right away, guys. I am tongue-tied, okay? I was born tongue-tied. I had speech therapy most of my young life. So you will see me sometimes with a little difficulty to pronounce some words. And years ago, if somebody said to me, Nicola, you would have been on stage speaking, you will be in Zooms talking, I would have been like, I don't think so, I can't even talk. So if I can do this, then so can you. Because I've got to this stage in life, I don't really care if like my hair's not perfect. I don't care if I don't have like the right clothes on or whatever. It doesn't really matter. So guys, without further ado, a couple of housekeeping things before we go on. Please keep yourself muted unless I ask you to unmute yourself. And please, if you are going to turn your camera on, please be very careful when you go to the bathroom, if you take your Zoom with you. Okay, because I've seen it all. I've seen people in the bathroom. I've seen people go into the bedroom. I've seen them put their phone and get changed. We can all see you. Okay? It's like having your curtains open. We can all see you. Something very important I'm going to clear up very quickly because I've had so many DMs over the last couple of days and I wrote something here. Anybody who has a business just now, just on one platform, needs to change this in their head right now. And I need you to remember, think of a shop, okay? If you have a shop and the shop is in a street and it has 4 doors into that shop, all coming off of different streets. If there was some roadworks at that shop and they had to close one of those doors down, then you could not get into that shop because that street was closed. So imagine your business is only on TikTok, or your business is only on Facebook, or your business is only on YouTube. The days of only having one platform are slowly going away. I watched somebody the other week. I don't know if you've seen it. It went viral, and she was an influencer on TikTok with like millions of views, and they shut her down. Her business was gone. Bye-bye. You don't own your business. Your website and your email address, all you're doing is borrowing space. So remember this, in case the space you borrow one day changes. Okay, everybody thumbs up. Does that make sense? So let me go on to a couple of other things. Dun, 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 dun. For the people, please stay to the end. This is not where you're going to sit here and listen to me talk. This is something I want to be interactive. If I ask you questions, answer me, give me a thumbs up, give me a wave so I don't feel like I'm talking to nobody. Okay? And if I say to take action, take action. But everybody, please keep yourself muted. I allow people to unmute themselves because it's easier, it's quicker. And then what I'm going to tell you guys, there is absolutely no fluff. I decided to do this on my own, not in the studio, just with my computer, not with a team behind me, to show you what is possible. If you see me looking like this, it's because I have my notes on the side. Okay? Now, who is all in for some commitment and practice? Hands up, type yes in the chat. Who's going to take part? Fantastic. Now, I have a couple of questions. Who is a complete beginner? No niche, no business, no idea. Hands up, type yes in the chat if you don't have an online business. Okay, tell me if you don't have an online business yet. Okay, if you're a complete beginner. Who doesn't have a niche? And sorry for our American folks, that's a niche. Niches to riches, you might hear that. Okay, so we've got beginner, still looking for my niche, totally new at this, lots of ideas, fantastic. So have I need to rein them in sometimes. I have a niche I'm about to create, fantastic. What a good mix of people. I don't have a what? Online for the business, a niche that, okay, fantastic. I have a niche. What an absolutely fantastic thing. Guys, is there anybody who is already running a business, they're maybe making 5,000, 10,000 a month, and they want to upgrade if they got themselves to 100,000 a year? Don't be shy. Years ago, I would have never, ever said this. Now I'm just like, I wish. It's just a system, just starting out, have a niche. Okay, guys, the two who have private messaged me, can you leave, say everything public in the chat. Don't send me a private message because I'm not going to deal with them during this time. So if anybody, if you want to, just deal with everything publicly. Okay, I want you to ask yourselves, guys, everything. Why are you here? Why are you here? You're not just here to watch me talk. Why are you here? Type it in the chat. Why are you here? I know why I'm here, because I've had people waiting for 5 or 6 months to work with me, and I haven't had the time. So I've decided to open up another coaching thing. And the easiest thing, rather than me spending 40 hours a week on calls that I don't do anymore, is to do a live event. So something really important. Okay, fab. Evolve, I'm here to learn. Fab, fab. Okay, good. So if you're going to commit, then say in your head, I'm going to commit. Say out loud, I'm going to commit. Type in the chat, I am going to commit. Lock it in, do it. Okay? And something I want to tell you about. If you don't do something, then nothing happens. I have 2 or 3 people here who know me, and I used to have a diving school, a scuba diving school. Okay? And I remember one guy one day, we used to go to the swimming pools and we used to teach people to dive. We used to take the people from the swimming pool, we used to put them in the water, we used to put the equipment on them, and we used to give them a little try in the water. And what we would do, we would then talk to them about what it was like to go to the sea, and we would sell them a dive in the sea, we would upgrade them to a course, and up and up and up. And this is when I first learned about selling and about business. If I knew then what I know now, I would be like, huh? But then reverse it. I did know then what I know now. I had no idea 30 years ago when these big gurus came from America to teach me in the Canary Islands that I would be here 30 years later saying the same thing. So this guy, okay, he used to see me come in every day, and he would read my diving magazines, he would read my diving books. By the end of 2 weeks, he knew all the equipment, what it was called, what you could do with it. But he didn't go in the swimming pool. And then on his last day, he went, Nicola, I'm ready now. Can I go on a dive in the sea? And I went, no, because you're not allowed to scuba dive before you fly. And I only remembered this story the other day, and I thought, I'm going to say this in the Zoom because it's so important. The only way he could actually experience diving, become a diver, learn, get a license, would be to go in the water. Does that make sense? Yeah? How does a baby learn to walk? By trying to walk. How did you learn to ride a bike? By actually riding a bike. Okay? So many people, now be honest, okay? And I used to be the same until about, I don't know, maybe about 4 years ago, I was like, a little light bulb moment went off in my head, and I was like, I know this stuff. I'm like, these people are charging thousands of pounds and thousands of dollars in the States, and I'm like, I know this stuff. So hands up, how many people are scrolling their life away on social media, following big gurus, listening to podcasts, reading books, collecting free PDFs, listening to people who say, Mm. Diana's going, that's me, that's me. Dorca's going, that's me. Okay? It used to also be me. It's not now. Okay? Does this make sense? If you want to actually do something, you need to follow somebody who's done it. Follow a system. And this is the whole thing. Everything was like totally bombarded out there with information. And I was like, have they really done it? Have they not really done it? Okay. Now, before I go into the training, is it okay if I take just a couple of minutes to tell you how I got here? Is that okay, guys? Is that okay for 5 minutes? I've wrote this out. Let me just like bring it over. So a few years ago, I lost everything. My mum was sick. I was abused by family members over money, and 4 people in my family all passed away, all during COVID. I actually gave up everything to nurse my mum in the last year of her life. And during COVID, I used my money to buy some rental properties, and they had mortgages on them, and they were destroyed by tenants. 2 years worth of rental income is the amount of money it took me to put them back together. That cleared up my savings. I had another business, it collapsed. I was ripped off with friends, and I had just given up working for a big guru millionaire. And then my mum one died, and I was lying in bed. It was about 4 or 5 days. The funeral hadn't even happened. And I'll be honest with you, I went to bed, and I wasn't going to do something silly. I went to bed and I was just like, I've had a great life. I've not been blessed to have children, but I've had a great life. But I missed my mum, and my world was collapsing. Okay. I had, I'll never say it on camera, somebody in my family barging me for money, for money, for money. And I went to bed, and I didn't want to wake up, and I never told anybody. And this is the first time in my whole life I've ever said this publicly. I didn't want to wake up, but I did. Okay. And I woke up, and I remembered my dad. And I was like, and he used to read this book. I know it's crazy, but he used to read this book, How to Be a Millionaire. And my father wasn't a millionaire. We grew up on a normal government council estate, they call them in Scotland. And I woke up, and I just went, okay, I can do this. And I went, I'm going to do this. And I got out of bed, and it was hard. I used to think like lucky 7, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I got out of bed, and with no staff, no technology, just an idea. And I knew the system. I knew the system of selling. I knew how to take any business and make it a reality. And I went, okay, I'm going to do this. At the same time, on the same day, I opened 2 businesses. Guys, can you mute yourselves? I opened a Facebook group for the coaching and wellness retreat. I opened another Facebook group for a famous location called the West Highland Way in Scotland. And when I opened that Facebook group, I went, okay, you're going to need a couple of years that you're going to be the biggest in the world. And I looked at my phone, and that's what I said to my phone. And it's now the biggest in the world with 7 million views. 3.5 last month, 7 million in the last 3 months. So much. I have a complete list of meetings in 7 weeks when I head back to the UK, because every single business, supplier, travel agent, guru want the audience. On the other hand, with the retreat, I followed the system. I opened, fully booked, and I opened a retreat with absolutely no money. And here I am now in Thailand. I've been traveling the world since last year. I've been in South Korea, Japan. Some of you might have seen some of the things I put up in South Korea. I went to the border because I wanted to see. I feel so lucky, the position I'm in, okay? but I wanted to see what it was like for people who didn't have what I have. And I went to the North Korean border, and honestly, to look and see people who just, they don't know nothing apart from being in a total dictatorship, I felt the complete freedom. So something really important, I don't say all these things to impress you. I say this because if I can do it, then you can do it. Everything's a system. So I'm going to show you how to build a business to get to 5K a month, 10K a month without needing technology. So type OK in the chat if you're cool with me being open about everything that I'm going to share. Because I am not a big fluff person, I'm a real no BS person. Thank you, okay? Thanks for saying yes. So something really important, okay? When I was doing my diving, I remember I went to a seminar, okay? And I went to the seminar, and it was in the early days, and I was watching everybody, every like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, the guy teaching would say something, and everybody would get up and they'd run, and they'd come back with a mask or a snorkel. And I had a dive centre. I kind of had the business and then learned to be the instructor later, but that's another story. And everybody was running and coming back with something to buy. And I'm going, okay. And then they would teach some more about what you need to learn and things like this. This was on an instructor course. And everybody got up and they ran, and then they'd come back with like something else to go diving with. And I was watching this, and my brain, always being a business brain, because I turned up Canary Islands 30 years ago with £500 in a week's accommodation. I was watching this, and I went to the guy later, what are you doing? I went, because you're doing something that makes them get up off the seat and go over there and buy. And I went, how much did you make? And he went, I've made an extra £2,000. And I was like, what? And all of you have heard this before. Tell a story, teach something, sell something. And I learned this 30 years ago, okay? I took what he taught me, and at the age of 30, I had 5,000 students under my belt. I had the largest diving school ever in the Canary Islands by the age of 28, and I started that with no money. My mum and dad had to give me £500, okay? Guys, everything is a system, and I tell you these things because I keep doing them. And I was employed for millionaires for years, and I was doing it for them. And some days I look back and I think, oh, you know, I spent 15 years doing this for other people. I should have stayed, like working for myself, but I kind of like the salary. I'm not lying to you. So I'm going to say a couple of more things. And there's a presentation that's going to take part today, and it's got a big PowerPoint presentation, but something really important. Guys, nothing needs to be perfect. I don't need to be polished. People will buy your business from you. They will buy whatever product you've got, offline, online, they'll buy it from you. And sometimes it doesn't matter if your hair's not right or you forget your name. It needs to be really important. People need to see that you are real. Okay? They need to see that you're real. They need to trust you. And that is more important. And you don't need to know everything. You only need to be one step ahead. Does that make sense? Stick your hand up, take yes in the chat. That makes sense. Fantastic. Okay. Now, something really important. Online now is louder than ever. It's more profitable now. And if you're not in the game now, in 2 or 3 years' time, this is not. So your idea is good enough. You don't need 100 ideas. One is enough. If it's real, it will work. But don't be the person, don't be that guy who was just sitting watching the diving take place all the time. Be the person who finishes. This is not going to be a passive challenge. It's going to be something that you create a business in, you create an offer, and I will show you what to do with it. Make sense? So final thought, I want you to co-create things. And any like progress, write down some notes. You only need one path. You don't need 100 gurus. And the people who work with me, I say to them, unsubscribe from everything. Unfollow from everybody. Why do I say that? Because I don't know anybody yet who has actually did what I did to show people how they can open businesses just using social media. So remember, if you went into a race and you wanted to win the race, you need to actually finish it. So to finish this, you need to go all in. For your business to work, you need to go all in. Make sense? Yeah? Okay. Right, so we're going to carry on. When we do the launch thing, something really important. Co-create. Has anybody heard of co-creation? Apart from some of the people who are here. I want you to think in your head to pre-sell before you build something. I know that sounds crazy, but keep this in your head. You can sell something before you've actually built it. You can take your expertise and turn it into a business. So I'm going to teach you some basics today of niching. I know it sounds a bit mad, but if you can take a product and sell it, then you can sell it before the product exists. Stick your hand up if that sounds crazy. Doc is going, what do you mean you can sell it before the product exists? And some of my guys already know this, that's how they're laughing. So I'm going to show you over the next 3 weeks the 2 ways I did things. I did things from A to Z, and then I did things from Z to A. But here's the truth, okay? When I was building multiple audiences and niches, juggling multiple businesses, I don't recommend you do this. I recommend you just do one. Start with one. And whether you already have your niche or audience yet, by the end of this session, you will have your business. And then we can start building it tomorrow. Sound good? And remember guys, I didn't have everything perfect. I didn't do any funnels for people who know what they are. I didn't do any ads. I'm not saying I'm not going to do them, because I am for something else, but I didn't. And if I don't need to, then you don't need to. So something really important, your offer will solve the problem. So it will work wherever you have an audience on it. Okay? And basically the real system behind something is just following a system like this. If you can create a transformation quicker for somebody, give them a product quicker, whatever it is, your clients will want more. Exactly the same as me. So remember, you co-create something. You pre-sell before you build it. And you turn your expertise into something else. But then tell me something really important before we actually start this session. Why do you want it? I'm going to ask you again. Is it for the money? Is it for freedom? Do you want to travel? Have you been watching me traveling since last year? Do you want to make an impact? Why do you want it? Money, others, for money, for health and freedom, want to make people's lives easier, want freedom, security for the future, legacy, kids' inheritance, to have more purpose, freedom to do what I want to do, to free up my time. So that's really, really important now. The whole thing is about like freeing up your time. Is there anybody who works like in a full-time job at the moment, 40, 50 hours a week? I mean, it's a lot of your life, isn't it? When you think of it, it's a lot of your life. It doesn't need to be like that anymore. Okay, guys, are you ready? Does anybody need to go have a break for 2 minutes before we go? Or are we all ready to go? Ready to go? Okay, so cameras on, housekeeping done. Let me just share what we're going to be doing. Let me just bring it up. Okay, can everybody see this? I'm going to put this into reader view. Okay, all see it? Yep. Okay, fantastic. So this is a niche workshop. It's been written a little bit differently just for this event, because when people come into my world, and for the ones who've already been sending me, let me just stop sharing that a second. For the ones who are already like sending me private messages just now, guys, I can't answer them during the event because I'm doing 101 things at the time, and I've got a couple of my guys in my group here, but they can't answer those questions. For the ones who want to know what I do, there will be an opportunity at the end of the event. I'm going to tell you what I do, what programs I do, and if that feels like it's a fit in your life, then you can see how you feel at the end of this event. Is that fair? Okay, because I like to be 100% transparent. So let's go. Do you know what I nearly says? If you've got pen and paper. Somebody says to me the other day, I haven't been writing for years. Okay, so let's go on. What is a niche? How do you get one? To be 100% and to over deliver the amount of information I'm going to give you for the first time ever, as you can see right now, I've put my presenter notes. So you can see, screenshot your phone and the computer and save this information. But please do not ever share this as your own. This is all I ask. So listen up. This is where most of you all get stuck. And this is, you're all sitting on a gold mine. And it's a specific group of people with a problem that people tell you you need to solve. That's half the truth. Not everyone, but just a focus group. Think about this. Instead of shouting to the whole crowd, you're whispering to people who are hungry for what you have. When you find your niche, you get like a big fish in a small pond, and that's where the magic happens. So something here, your niche is not just about what you sell, it's about you. You sell it to them, they want it, and it enhances your ability to serve your ideal clients. Now, have a look at this. You can have a little screenshot of this. There's a part that nobody tells you. And I realized nobody was telling these parts because I went and joined some big money mastermind things in America. And I knew all these systems, and I was like, oh my God, I've spent all this money, but I love them. I'm not lying to you. But I was like, they don't tell you all the missing pieces of the link. That's another 25,000, 30,000, 40,000. And this is the whole difference. I wanted to change this whole industry, and I have. That's why I've not been able to do an event for 6 months, because I don't need to, because people just come. And this is the whole reason people come to me. I want to show them how they will come to you. You have these 3 points. Everyone had enough time to screenshot this? So you've got your audience. What do they care about? What you want to say. What makes them stop scrolling? Okay? What makes them stop scrolling? If this meets in the middle, you're halfway there. But without a guru secret selling system, you're always going to be halfway there. And people said to me, Nicola, why do you do this? And some people know last year when I was in a big, let me just stop. I was in a big mastermind in the States, and there was a woman who was trying to sell her late husband's wedding ring so she could pay for an upgrade, and they were going to take the money, and I was sickened. And that was a big reason why I decided to, okay, if people want to know, I'm going to show them everything. Everything I've learned and all these big money things as well, I'm going to tell everybody who comes into my world. I'm going to share this again, but this is the little thing I did that made me end up online talking to you right now. So you can screenshot this as well. But I will come back to it later where we will actually build your niche. And if you don't have a niche, you'll get one. If you do it, it'll make you think a little bit more. Here is one of my beautiful people. Okay, and the reason I put this in here is she was very, very scared to offer one of her offers. She started at £444, and that's about $700, and she started putting that into her group. So instead of having like just people come for a yoga class or a wellness classes, she started selling packages. And then we moved up, and then we moved up. And here's the actual message she sent me. It's got a bit of interference in the first couple of seconds. I'm sorry about that.
Just wanted to share a little win with you and say thank you because Mandy, my student, has signed up. So I didn't really feel, well, I've been putting it off. I've been putting off sending the package to her, the offer, because part of me just felt, a little bit nervous. Anyway, I didn't really feel comfortable asking for the £5,000 for the year. Because, to be honest with you, I felt like the value that I'm offering her was worth more than £5,000. So instead, I gave her 4 offers. One was to work with me for 3 months for 2222, so she got a small discount because she was paying $744 per month. 6 months was 4444, and then 9 months was 6666. Then the final offer was 12 months, 7777. And she's just signed up today for the 12 months. So I'm absolutely delighted. I'm delighted for me and I'm delighted for her because she's going to really, really soar with the work that I've got planned for her, and she's really, really happy. So I just wanted to share that win with you and to say thank you very much.
Who can hear how happy she is? Okay, how amazing is that? She was so nervous. That was to one client. And this is the reason I'm playing these things, because this is real people. And this is why I'm doing this, to show you real people. Who would like to have that? People go on about like selling to hundreds of thousands of people. That's one person. Imagine selling to 10 people a year. That's $100,000. Okay? 10 people a year. Okay? Get that in your heads. Let me go back to share this. Okay, let me carry on. So, why do people get stuck on the niche? Okay, why do they get stuck on the niche? When I was trying to figure out like my niche, because I knew I was going to come online, I noticed a trend. There was a lot of smart, passionate people, like they try to do everything for everyone, and that leads straight to burnout and confusion. You might feel scared to pick the wrong one, worried that your niche locks you in forever. Who's scared to thinking, oh, I don't know, is it the right niche? Validate it. Yeah. Guys, just think of this. People pour everything they've learned into one offer, okay? And it works. Focus more on what they do instead of who they help. But if you just do it and just date it for a while, don't think of, oh, choosing a niche means losing my freedom. It doesn't. Think of this. Quick gut check. Who's ever thought, what if I choose the wrong thing? I'm going to start sharing. Give me hands up. Who's ever thought, what if I choose the wrong thing? Tell me why. Why do you think like that? I'm so curious. Because I've not been on with a big group for like 6 months. Why are you scared of, like, what's the wrong thing? You can't fail if you follow a system. I'm so confident in that now. You can say, if you do what I tell you, judgment. Okay. Okay, I'm going to say something now. And I knew somebody would say that. And I was thinking, should I say this? Because I might put this recording out on YouTube one day. And I'm just like, oh, stuff it. I'm fed up trying to be perfect, Miss Marple. The only people who judge you are people who are broke. The only people who judge you are the people who are broke. They have no money, or they're working 9 to 5, or they're working 50, 60 hours a week. Any person who is making money with their own business will support you 110%. The only people who will judge you, who's unmuted? I can't see anybody unmuted. Yeah, I can hear somebody in the background. I just love technology. So who agrees? The only people who's going to judge it is the people who are broke or who work full time. I'm not against working full time. We've all been there. Scabby, there you are. Now you're muted. Don't you love technology? Do you know something? When I first came into that online world, what's just happened now, I would be like, oh, they can hear somebody. Oh, how do I mute her? Where's the button? Now I'm just like, oh goodness, give me a second. Where are they? Right, mute. Okay, you get used to it. Feels a bit weird in the beginning. We're like, all these people are on screen. It's my hair, okay. And then afterwards, you just be you. So let me carry on. What if I choose the wrong niche? Whoever feels, am I really good enough to do this? Can I take my idea? The only people who will judge you are the people who are broke and will never do what all of you today are going to do with the rest of your lives and your businesses with me. The next 3 days, what you learn is going to change your life. And you have that voice of doubt, that fear of pretending to be logic. It's not the truth. Let me say this. You don't need the perfect niche. You just need a place to begin. That's all. Everything else is a system. And think of it like this. Your niche isn't a prison. You can leave. Okay? You're not going to be stuck in a prison. You can leave. But something really important. You need to start with one. Anybody who comes and works with me, I'm like, okay, you need to start with one. You can scale many businesses if you like. But once I show you how you can make with one niche, why do you need another? Make sense? Okay, let's carry on. Always imagine one person, one ideal client. Just imagine you're talking to one person. Think of the problem. So you're not Amazon yet, you're not Coca-Cola. If you're talking to everyone, people say you're talking to no one. And a niche solves a problem for a person. All my guys are going to go, yeah! Hold on, let me just stop sharing this. I've got a couple of my guys in here. They go, look, I've got 3 or 4 of them in here in my tribe. They're all laughing. They're going, yeah, I wasn't going to bring out the ketchup, but I thought I need to bring... Diana's going, yeah, I thought I need to show them the ketchup. Right. This is how I see the world and how we used to do some things in the millionaire boardrooms. So ketchup is a general approach. It's small. I'm not going to read all this. It's there if you want it. Ketchup is a low ticket product. Never tell anybody the only thing is high ticket. People who tell you there's only thing high ticket, it's just because that's the only thing they want to sell you. Ketchup is, well, maybe a mid-ticket product unless you buy the brands make. So what do we have on the right? A high-ticket product is something, maybe it's a little bit more niched. So they call it. But isn't like ketchup kind of niched as well? And this is where it gets a bit confusing to people. There's 2 different products here. But I don't like tomato sauce. But I like that gourmet. I like the gourmet sauce. You have some people who would buy both of them. And you have some people who will only buy the one. And everybody online, everywhere, and this is why I decided to come online as well, are saying, who's heard the only way is high ticket? It's everywhere. Everywhere. High ticket, high ticket, high ticket. Okay? So somebody selling like a low ticket and selling 2,000 digital downloads of a PDF that they're selling for $10. That's a lot of money. Can you see this? There's not just one way, and I don't care what big guru says it, they're lying. Everything has a price. And everybody, depending on what they want, will pay it. Here's another way to look at it. Okay. General approach is a bread. Artisan is a sourdough bread. And this is a good way you can look at a low ticket product and a high ticket product. Something takes you, it bakes quicker, and this needs a little bit more work in it. So I have some people who I teach to create digital products because they don't want to do high ticket coaching. They don't want to come on Zooms. Some of them want to be faceless. And so we create low products that they want to sell lots of. It's still the same systems I teach them to make them work, but everybody's different. Not everybody wants to come on Zoom. Not everybody wants to coach. Some people want to do a workshop. Some people want to write a book. And they say, oh, no, you can't write a book first. They're only saying that because they want you to go into a coaching program. Of course, you can write a book first. You can write a book first and then carry on. And what else can you do? You can relaunch a business that isn't making money anymore, or you can launch a niched business and make money. And I used to do this all the time because I worked with constant business startups. Coca-Cola, perfectly timed Coca-Cola Zero Sugar when it was introduced. I'll leave this up here if anybody wants to screenshot it, but basically Diet Coke was for the women. Do you remember the Diet Coke advert? And they'd have like the sexy man coming up, cleaning the windows. What ladies remember that? Yay! All the men are going, what's she talking about? So the Diet Coke. And then what did Coca-Cola do? They relaunched the same product. They changed a little bit of the artificial sweetener and they launched it as the Diet Coke break. Yeah, Helen. They launched it as Coke Zero. But Coke Zero is what you'd see a man drinking. You'd never see a man drinking Diet Coke, but you see them drink Coke Zero. Same product with a little bit of niche tweaking. Boom. Billions in sales. That was done with a system. Okay? So if you have a niche, but you still like it, I can tweak that niche beyond its life. Beyond its life. If you wanted to write a book first, you write a book first. Nothing needs to be in order than what people tell you it needs to be in. The selling needs to be a system, but the business that you create, it's all the same. Here's Mike. Mike's actually here, guys. Mike, let me stop. Mike, give everybody a wave. There's Mike. Everybody wave to Mike. So here's Mike. Mike's the founder of the company here, the Sunshine Drumming. He is actually from the States. Okay, and he's been teaching drumming. Well, he teaches just about everything. When I seen that video you sent me, Mike, he's an amazing person. Okay, so if anybody wants to go there, but Mike's breaking into online coaching world and the online business. He's going to write a book and he's going to use the tools I teach him to leverage the book to fill his dream of hosting retreats and growing his online space. So what we're going to do with Mike is in reverse. Why? Because the other way just wasn't cutting it in his heart. And this book can teach other wannabe music teachers how they can build what Mike has now, because he teaches now face to face. So can you see, anybody who wants to become a music teacher will want to learn from Mike. I'm not against university, I went there, but people pay for quickness. Mike can teach anybody who wants to become a music teacher, teach the drums or the guitar, and he can teach them how they can do it because he does it. So he's combining passions and everything all together. And he can use the book as a leverage to open up for other things. Does that make sense? Okay, everybody says don't do the book first. You can do the book first. And you can put things in the book that can branch out to give you future things in little parts of your niche. Or you create online, you can do workshops, coaches, we can create a whole digital course, but we don't really create it all at the beginning because I teach you a whole thing that other people can create it for you. That's just another system. So let me go on. People talk about this. Anybody seen this before? The 3 Ps? This little sweet spot in the middle. This is what is called the niche. So something you're good at, something you're passionate about, and something you can make money. And people go, oh, but how do I know I can make money? You can make money if you go through a niche system with me. Everything else is just a system. You do this, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. It's just a system. Okay? And people say, but how do I know other people's making money in it? Well, that's really easy. I could say, okay, give me a second. I'd take my phone and I'd go, okay, la 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 la. And I'd go, there you go. And I'd show them Amazon. And they'd go, what's that? I says, well, there's lots of people sold lots of books in the niche that you want to launch a business in. So they're already making money in it. And you see people making money all the time in your niche. You see people pretending to make money as well. But I'll get onto that on day 3. That's a big thing for me. So to find a profitable niche, it's really easy. And I will be really honest with you. People who are in my tribe, I'm very, very honest with them. I'm like, listen, I'm in some big, big money masterminds and I give everybody all my library. Okay? I will tell you honestly, there's people in there and they've been trying for 3-4 years. It's okay. They're making a little bit of money, but it's not them. So when I see this, I'm really honest with you. Choose this, switch it to this, tweak it like this. Every single person I can put through a system and come out with a product. This is how my brain works, the alignment triangle. Okay, so this is when I talk to people in my head, this is what I teach in my head. It's like an alignment triangle, because this is how I was constantly launching millionaire businesses and making them scale up and scale up, and what I've did for myself. The market pulse. So it needs to be alive. I'm really sorry, I'm going to say something that might offend a couple of people. I know you might have this deep passion. I know you might have this thing you want to do. But if nobody is making any money in it, and you can't really see people making money in it, and you say to me, Nicola, and I say, okay, I'm going to go through about like 8 groups. I'll hit about 15,000 people, and I'll go, nobody's making any money in that niche. And this is the thing people don't tell you. And you see some of my guys there going nodding. That's because I am so honest, not, oh, by the way, you need to spend another 10,000 and buy this course, and then we'll show you how to make money in that niche. No. I'm 100% very, very honest. If you have something that nobody is making money in, I'll tell you. Is that fair? And I don't mean any disrespect to anybody at all. So let's go, the market pulse. It needs to be alive. You're alive. Put your hand here. You're pulsating. You need to like get something that is alive. It can be an experience, yours or another person's experience. And the reason I've put a little TR here is, who's heard of Tony Robbins? He did something years ago that I'm always like, that was clever. Okay, I was like, that was clever. And I was in one of the inner circle meetings a couple months back there, and he said it again, and I was just like, that is just so clever. He went and interviewed people and then wrote a book of each of the interviews. He went and interviewed financial people and then wrote a finance book based on what they told him at the interview. That is called reporter method. Okay? So he just used somebody else's information. So this is also something you can do as well. There's not just one way, but you need to at least be happy and enjoy it. So be happy with it. Maybe it's something you've lived, maybe something else, and it's alive right now. It needs to be alive right now. A win you've experienced or somebody else. So I want you to think what business you could open, what problems you have solved for yourself or others. Businesses, it's just a system. It solves problems. People will pay you when you solve a problem. I love cakes. I go to the bakery. They solve my menopause sugar addiction. What in your life experience have you gone through that's hard? What problems of jobs have you done? That was tough, but you solved it. Now, the Guru niche system is what we did when we were deciding to open or relaunch another business. I'm showing you just a surface of what is done to find a profitable niche. There is so much more, and I'm going to go in as much as possible, but it takes hours normally to do this. Here's very, very quickly. So what did I do? This is mine, okay? Business creation, courses, coaching, digital products. Did I want another retreat? Can I do it? Yes. Was my passion there for it? No. Are people making money still doing the retreats? Yes. Can I make money doing it? Yes. Can I talk, say, for 30 minutes about it? Do I know course creation? Can I do it? Yes. Because I've been doing it for 30 years. Do I have a passion in it? No, because it's only one business. And the whole thing for like online businesses is it's not just courses. Courses that are amazing, but it's not just a thing. Are people making money doing it? So you can see where I've came from here. Freelance again for millionaires. Can I do it? Yes, of course. Any passion? Absolutely not. Not. It's gone. Are people making money doing it? Yes, of course. E-commerce. Can I do it? I've never done it. I could learn. Any passion? Not really. I mean, the whole big group I have, there's a whole company coming in to open a huge big e-commerce store. And I've hired somebody else to go and do it with them just because it's not doesn't light me up, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to leverage that in the system because I have that huge big group. But guys, think of this for yourself. I didn't do these things because I came up with X's. Could I do a podcast? It's something that's coming at the end of the year. Can I talk about podcasts? And not at the moment. YouTube. Do I have a passion for it? At this moment, no. Will that change? Maybe. Faceless social. I mean, I have some people who do Instagram, but they don't like to have any face. Did I want to do that? I could, but did I? Could I talk? No, because it's not my thing. And this is how I got my thing. Business creation. It's all I've done for 30 years. Can I show entrepreneurs and new coaches how they can make money online, attract ideal clients, get fully booked just using Facebook? Zero technology. Saves them like 2,000 a year on software because I found a system where they could host the whole lot for free. Digital products, coaching. Can I do it? Yes. I've got a passion for it. It's like my whole life. I built businesses. I built businesses for millionaires for 15 years, and I'm now helping other people. Are people making money doing it? Yeah. You have business consultants. Can I make money doing it? This is all I know. So here I am teaching it. And this is the same thing. Here down the left, this is some of the like really well-known niches that people are making money at the moment. Why do you still feel blocked? Even with a good idea, some people feel stuck. I know too much, you're trying to share it all, I don't have a clear path. You don't need a degree in niching, you just need a system that turns your knowledge into a journey that allows you to get paid. And this is like, you know, how I broke away from working with the millionaires and started to help real people. So if I can do it for millionaires, if I could do it online and use a system, then this is what I do with my people. So you imagine how like happy that makes me feel when I do it for other people. So you need to think about that as well for your niche. Now, how to sell things. here's the thing here. I help chronic overthinkers move into consistent action. I only put this in here actually this morning, only through a conversation with somebody I was teaching. Now, can you see here at the bottom? People don't pay for healing. They pay what healing gives them. Who gets that? Type "get it" into the chat if you get it. They don't pay for healing. They pay what healing gives them. Fab. Next. Too much information. Start with one win. Get rid of the imposter. If you've lived it, you can lead it. And don't ever let anybody judge you. Does anybody think like this? Anybody got imposter syndrome here? Feel like, get rid of it. And you only need to be one step ahead. Okay, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to play. I played that private recording with Rachel, because she also was the same. I've got Marco in the United States who, him moving into the coaching world, and he doesn't even use, we're dealing with people to hire them at the moment. He doesn't even use social media. Doesn't even use social media. But he's a very successful realtor now, coaching others. Because it's just a system. His needed a little bit more tweaking because of the non-social media, but everything is a system. Okay? He now gets money from other people, buys properties, sells them, gets more money from lots of other people, put them all together, buy properties, sell them, distributes the money. And he now teaches other people how to do this. So all he did was take his experience and I flipped it. Does that make sense? And I can do that with any of you. You can do it with yourselves. The only difference what I do is I know how to sell it and how to make a business out of it easily without using technology and systems and funnels and all that sort of stuff. So who has seen this before?
Oh my gosh.
Well, who's oh my God in? Guys, can you mute yourselves? Who's seen this? Anybody seen this before? Nobody ever tells you the full story. They tell you the little part. Oh, Pine to Pleasure Island. They're more than just Pine to Pleasure Island. So who's seen this? Let me just stop sharing this a minute so I can see all your faces. Who's seen that before? Pine to Pleasure Island. They're in Pine, go to Pleasure Island. Have you seen any more? To actually make money, you need to have a little bit more than just the simple, oh, take somebody from Pine to Pleasure Island. Let me explain. Here's a volcano. For the ones who've never seen this before, here's a volcano. It's erupting. And very close by is another island with no volcano. So if the volcano is erupting, the people there are in pain. They want to get to this island. If I gave you two choices, you have a fast boat or a slow boat. Tell me in the chat, fast or slow, what boat would you like? You're on the volcano, it's erupting, you want to go to Pleasure Island, where would you go? Dorca's like, I'm going to take that fast boat, 100%. Lindsay's laughing because she lives on a volcanic island already. I'm Peter less like, Nicola, don't talk about things like that. We already live on a volcanic. Okay, so the slow boat would be cheaper. Okay? Low ticket. The slow boat is low ticket, but the slow boat still gets there. The fast boat is high ticket. Get there faster. When you're going to create your business, people who sell high ticket coaching always sell it with the fast boat because people want to get there faster. The only difference where I flip this whole industry is I flip the whole thing from high ticket to mid ticket, because otherwise people were never going to have the opportunity. But whatever business you do, you are the fast boat if you want to sell something at a higher price. And you'll have a low ticket price if you want to sell something at a low ticket price. But whatever way you are the service. Does that make sense, guys? You're taking somebody who needs something and you're getting them something. Here in the bottom, they have a problem. You have your service, you get the result. The result is what you sell them. Somebody, oh, I want to lose a couple of pounds. So you sell them how they will feel, how they will look losing a couple of pounds. You don't tell them, well, you need to do this in the gym, you need to do that, you sell the result. Problem 2. So this can be the same client, unless they're on a volcanic island. They could have another problem. You can have another program, another result. So you can sell your client multiple times, depending on your niche. Let me just go in a little bit deeper. Business coaches, okay, ideal clients. So they're confused, they're spinning their wheels, they're losing steam with no clue how to make money online as an entrepreneur or a new coach. Who has no clue how to make money online or to market themselves or what to do with it, whatever? Okay, the reason you don't know is because nobody's ever showed you. Nobody's ever showed you a system. They tell you, you need to do this, you need to build a funnel, you need to put out this lead magnet, you need to build this system. Who's been told all this? I'm not saying this is wrong. You just don't need it. Okay, and I know this because I did 10,000 my first hour using a system online. And then I did it again and again and again. Then I started helping people. And then I started charging to help people. Okay? And it's just a system. That's all it is. And you hear me say it again and again. Look at this. So this bridge, sad person, happy person. They want to go here. They want to be clear, focused. This is for my people. They want to know how to make money online. They want to know how to attract ideal clients. So this is like the place where I want to put people. If you're a trauma coach, they're sad, you want to make them happy, free from trauma. If you deal with animals, you'll want to get the result there. If you're dealing finances or anything like that. So can you see the pattern? But the difference is your offer is the bridge that gets them there. But every single person tells you, and all the big gurus everywhere, it's only high ticket. It's not. Look at this bridge. There's 2 things on this bridge. You can bring people into your world and you can sell them a low ticket. You can bring them back into your world and sell them again. So there's not just one way. So don't ever fall for the hype. And you're never ever stuck in one model. You can build an ecosystem and bring people into your world just using Facebook and your phone. My guys are going to laugh. Guys, answer in the chat, not my guys, there's a couple of my people in this. How do we get the baby to stop crying? in 1973's Act. Are we going to learn the actual system during these next couple of days? Yes, you are. Run out the room. Sing to them. Determine what it needs. Pick them up. Feed them. The reason we're doing the niche thing is because I had nearly half the people in 1973 that were asking. So this is the reason this has been brought in. Give them a smack. Oh. So guys, the reason that baby's crying, you don't know at the moment. But if you were in a market, okay, or a shop or a store, anywhere, and there's two people, there's one selling dummies, pacifiers, and there's the other one doing meditation for children, calming babies, and the baby's screaming its head off. Who is going to win the client? Who is going to win the client? The one with the dummy, the one with the pacifier. Okay? Does that make sense? Because the person selling the dummy, that is their ideal client. So I hope that makes sense there. Very, very quickly, this makes me laugh. This is why I put it in. My guys are going, Nicola, this was like one of the, when we were playing about with artificial intelligence, that's why it's got like no hands and stuff. And I thought, oh, I need to put it in. This makes me laugh. I don't know what this thing is. The woman's got like 3 breasts over here. But in all seriousness, look at this and read it. John helps fit people to get fit using his 10-year expertise. He has a degree in sports science. Sally helps couples get fit using my proven method with techniques you can use at home. Also, when life is too busy to come to the gym. But I don't have a degree, but I will get you as fit as a couple super fast. And you can see that I used AI to create this image. So if a couple comes into the gym and they want to learn, they are going to go with Sally because she is their ideal coach and they are her ideal clients. And this is something that is really important. Step 1, your ideal client, you also need to be the ideal coach, and nobody talks about this. Does that make sense? It's a two-way thing. Everybody goes, oh, ideal clients, but they might not be for you. You might not be for them. Okay? So very, very important. Ideal coach, ideal clients. So I'm going to go on here before we finish up, because this is pages and pages. This is from a 5-hour niche course. Have a look at this. Imagine this is you. Imagine you've just met somebody, okay, who you've not seen for ages. Let me just turn that. So imagine you've just met somebody, you've not seen them for ages, you met them on the escalator, you have 10 seconds or 15 seconds to tell them what you do. If somebody said to you right now, what do you do? Tell me in the chat. If somebody says to you right now, what do you do? And you had 10 seconds to tell them, what would you say? I'm not everyone's cup of tea, Diana. I help everyday people earn double-digit returns. What do you do? You've got a couple of minutes to write this. But you've only got 15 seconds in real life. Imagine you just meet them on the escalator. If you come to court to do you. I help future parents raise well-mannered puppy through communication and clarity. Puppy. I help women in their 40s who have lost a parent rediscover their joy. Manta, living in Gran Canaria, hoping to help people live abroad. I help over 50s keep their hard-to-earn income, safe from scammers. I help women working 9 to 5 find a passion. So this is really important. I now know what some of you do. I empower veterans to reduce their stress and anxiety. What's the end point? People say to me, Nicola, what do you do? I help entrepreneurs and new coaches get fully booked online and earn 10K months. Can you see how quickly and easily that comes out of my mouth? So what can quickly come out of your mouth so you don't get confused? Does anybody at this end point from confusion to clarity, does anybody at this moment have any questions on the niche? Because stuff we were meant to do today is going to now be in tomorrow's session, just because I had so many people saying, Nicola, can you do some niche? Can you do a niche? Okay. Is there anybody that has any questions on their own niche? And I don't mean type it in. I will let you actually talk. Okay. I will unmute you, Dorca. I'll try again.
No, I think I'm done. I'm good.
Okay. Hello, hello, hello.
Hi all. So I am a dog trainer, and the niche I am hoping to get into is to help people who are thinking about getting a puppy. I would like to get to them before they actually get the puppy, so I can get them start on the right path right from day one, so they avoid mistakes and heartache when a puppy becomes a teenager, when most people rehome their puppies if they are too troublesome. So I would like
Okay.
to get them
So
bypass
that's
that.
really good. So you straight away, there's so many people who love puppies. And it's really easy. You know, we could go online tomorrow, we could scour the internet and groups, and lots of people who just love puppies. All the amount of people on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook who constantly comment on doggy things. Look at the ones where you see other people care for abandoned puppies. You have, so all your audience is people who care for an abandoned puppy, or the ones, have you seen the veterans as well when they come back and the dogs kind of sniff a little bit? So you have a big ideal audience there already, like already out there online. So like getting them online, you would just need to go to TikTok, go to Instagram, go to Facebook. And then what you would do is you make yourself, you are the expert, you are one step ahead. But you tell people inspirational things, you'll tell people things to nurture them, you tell people things to inspire them. When you go online, you want to nurture people, inspire people, educate people. When people know you are the professional in your field, there's all millions of ways to sell, but when you become a professional in your field, work just comes to you. This is, and this is for every niche, okay? This is really important. This is why I haven't been online. This is why there's some people saying, if Nicola, you were meant to do this in February, and I was like, I know, but I took on too many one-on-one clients. Only through finding me on social media, because I know how to leverage groups. And I'm going to try and teach as much as possible in the next 2 days You have an amazing niche, Dorka. And people want puppies. But there's always going to be the mum who wants a puppy, the dad who doesn't. The dad who wants a puppy, the mum who doesn't. The kid who wants a puppy, the parents who don't want them to get the puppy. So you have all these people, but the main thing is they have something that they want is a puppy, and so finding them is an easy thing. What confusion do you have about your niche?
So, as the dog trainer, I'm experienced dog trainer. I've been doing this for over 20 years, and people usually reach out to me when they already have problems. What I'm trying to reach is the people who are proactive enough that they want to get help before they have a problem. And I have a very few clients who are proactive in that sense, where they come to me and say, look, I'm getting a puppy. Would you mind working with me from a day one? There's very few people who actually think this proactively. I know there's more of them out there, but my struggle, I guess, is people who already have puppies are looking for help how to resolve issues, how to resolve problems. But how do I find the ones that don't have a puppy yet? They're thinking about it, they want to get one, but they want to start working with somebody like me straight away before their puppy even arrives. And that is what I
No,
would
so
like
what we do
to.
is we create a product. Doesn't matter what the product is, whether it was a book, a digital product, or a course, a download. We create a product that they want. That will trigger them. We create your product based on the investigations that we do on the questions that we find online. So we create a successful product based on something that they already have asked. Issues they have already asked. This is when you talk about the whole co-creation. So like I could spend, it takes a couple of hours. So I could go online, I could spend a couple of hours, and I could come back the next day and go, there you go, Dorka. Look at what all these people ask all over the world. I would then cross-reference that with a whole Excel thing. I would then go through and I would then find things that they keep asking again and again and again. Then I would be searching on Facebook. Then I would search on TikTok. Then I would look at books. Then I would look at keyword statistics. I would look at everything in YouTube, in Google, and everything. And then I would come down to boom. There's 100,000 people a year asking the same thing, and nobody has answered them about puppies. Boom. There we have what we put out for you. Because it's
Okay.
already there. So we use them to get you where you want to be. You give them what they need. See, you're thinking what they need. That's not how it's done. We go and find them, see their problems, and then you create what their problems are. Because then when you have something they've already said is a problem, then they want what you have. And this is me trying to say this really quickly, because this is like hours in one of my academies. Because we do this, and the next day we do this, then we do this, then we do this, and then you have gold mine. And this is what's really, really important, guys. Business is a long-term game. You don't just come up with an idea, stick it out into the internet and think like everybody's going to DM you and send you money and book you. It doesn't work like that. Your business needs to be open. But you with the puppies, oh my goodness, Dorka, you have like the whole world. You have like all these people already online all the time. There's dogs and stuff everywhere. And there's simple ways you can do all this manually. And there's other ways where you can leverage the audience, bring that audience into your world. And this is what's really important. You bring the audience into your world just with everything you do. So I would create a Facebook group. I would put like lots of information, like you're going to inspire things about the puppies, educate them, and start having a history inside that Facebook group. And then you would be the expert online. Will you be the expert online, helping people, as I say, like for free? Then I would tell you where to go, where to go, where to go, where to go, and then how to filter people down into your world. When you have people into your world, then to actually put them into a system and sell it is just a system. You sell with digital products, you sell with a webinar like this, you sell with something they have just clicked on. But the whole thing is they need to be taken on a journey, and to take somebody from A to B is a journey. But with the puppy thing, the world's your oyster there, Dorka. Honestly, it's a huge thing. The world's your oyster. But we'll come back to that in a couple of days. Guys, give Dorka a nice big round of applause. I'm going to move on to Amanda. Dorka, if you can just mute yourself again, and I will switch you over. Amanda, can you hear?
Yes.
I think we can hear you. Let me put you on speaker. So, Amanda, tell everybody.
So I do HR consulting, and I'm also a DISC facilitator, one of those personality workforce assessments. I struggle with the niche because I feel like everybody can use HR, but at the small size businesses, they don't even know what HR is. They think it's just payroll, and I do more of the strategic HR stuff. And so trying to then show the value to a service. So I said, okay, small businesses are not for me, right? So maybe medium and those that are growing. But again, I'm just struggling with like, do I need to narrow it down more than just growing businesses, right? Because that could be so big. Or there's so many pain points in HR and the stuff that I know that I just don't know. But I liked your chart. Like, I'm not passionate about everything that I know, but there are things I am passionate about. And then how do I get that to the right people? That's what I'm struggling with.
Okay, to get to the right people, it's just a system that I'll start on tomorrow. Okay, that's just a system. To niche down, yes, 100%. Will that be the only thing you do? No. But the whole thing is if I had to say to you, who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is like the medium to large businesses that are growing and scaling, and they've got their business figured out, but they just don't know their people strategy yet.
And what can you do for them?
And I can help give them that people strategy to help retain their biggest asset, which is their people.
And how do they find you?
That's what I'm struggling with. So I have a website, but I'm just making the transition from corporate to starting my own business. So I started a Facebook page, but I don't post enough, honestly, for it to have traction. I have a LinkedIn page too. But yeah, it's just starting. So
okay, so how to actually make money to like with Facebook groups and things like that will be tomorrow. But the whole thing is you need to have your ideal client. I don't want you to be worried about all the different components, because if you went on to my website, which I hardly use, but you would, because your business is a little bit more corporate, okay? If you went onto my website, nicolajscotland.com, and you will see a library there. I don't tell people, I mean, there's like 50 things there in the library, but I don't tell people those 50 things. They're things within what I do. Does that make sense? There's like
Mhm.
nearly like 300 hooks there. There's a whole training on how people go from A to B. There's a whole thing about how you monetize Facebook groups. There's like, so if you think about it, you have a lot of things that you do. But think of your ideal client. What is one issue? Just think one client, one issue. What is it?
My ideal client is when I'm doing the disc facilitations and helping people learn and grow so the business learns and grows, right? So getting in front of people and helping them learn about themselves and their styles so they all work better together.
What
That's what I love the most.
what do they want?
They want better team building. They want teamwork.
And can you give them that?
Yes.
Because it's a huge thing now in corporations.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Things are
Yep.
changing. You know, people
Mhm.
start to think. So this is a really good time for you. This is a really good time for you. The thing is, so you already know what they want. So you can already put a program together if you don't already have it. So all you need is to know how to sell it.
Yes. And close the client. Yes. That's what
Okay, so closing again, it's just a system.
yeah.
Okay, so it's a system what to say, when to say, what to do it. And so I mean, you have a fantastic business. The rest is a service. So don't worry about that. We'll deal with that tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Big round of applause there, guys, for Amanda. Okay, I'm going to move to N 1973.
It's Alicia.
Oh, how was that?
Number. Hi.
Look at the baby.
This is my
Hello.
granddaughter, and
Oh,
I'm watching her now for 3 months. So this is my
oh,
life for the next 3 months.
oh, she's beautiful. Well done.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. And so because I'm a new grandmother, I have a 3-year-old grandson, and baby Olivia is 9 months, and I have a 2-month-old granddaughter in another state. I'm in California right now. They're in Cincinnati. I live part-time in Italy, at least I have for the last 10 years. I'm also a CPA, a certified public accountant, and I've taught entrepreneurship to women. And it's always been about following my passion, my dream, reinventing myself, because sitting at a desk doing numbers and taxes is boring as hell, but it's served me as a single mother. I raised my sons, my own freedom. I could cancel my day, go to the beach if I want to, you know? So I want to teach this to other women who are maybe grandmothers or not, but women who are, you know, of a certain age, who have lived a life of what's expected of them. And they have their dreams, but the dreams may be dormant. They are just waking up to them, and they want to follow their passions, maybe start a business. And I've done all of this, you know, but I haven't scaled, and I'm getting out of a kind of a rut right now because
Okay, something really, really important. You have amazing experience.
yes, I do.
And what is really difficult, I mean, I'm going to be 52 in a couple of months. What is really difficult when we get older is the fact that we have so many things. Okay? So many things, so much experience. And we're like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to teach this. You
That's my
can
problem.
do whatever you want to do, but you need to start somewhere. And people go, I know, but, and the way I see this in my head is because I did so many businesses offline, if you had like a shop selling vegetables, fruit and vegetables, and you opened a shop to sell fruit and vegetables, would you open a boutique selling women's shoes at the same time?
No.
So why do you think you would do it online when you don't even have a clue how to do it? And I say this with all due respect, people, okay?
Why do
Sometimes you
online?
need, it's like, you need to start with one. one business, one idea, and you can, once you learn how to do that, then you can start weaving in all the things. Remember the bridge, okay? You can do so many things. So here's an example. I'm going to use myself a little bit as an example here, because you, like me, you've spent a long time in corporate. I have some people and they want to know how to get fully booked just online without all the technology and attract ideal clients. Okay, that's a system. So I take people from A to B. But I also have some people in my tribe who want to be public speakers. And I have been trained by the person who writes all the speeches for Tony Robbins and some of the big guys in the States. And I have that whole system that I've used. And I have that whole system there as well. So I have a couple of people, they want to go and be public speakers. They want to go and do webinars and they want to sell online. So in order to do that, they need to follow a system. I'm in the Russell Brunson high money ones. And I say to people, I have this, I'll give you it. You don't need to spend £25,000. Okay. So, but can you see, they only know, I don't go advertising that, but I have that. But I do one thing because otherwise your head goes round. I help entrepreneurs get fully booked, attract ideal clients just using the Facebook. What do you do?
I do tax returns for Americans who live mostly in Italy. I do that. They come to me, but I also organize bespoke tours for women who want to have a trip, whatever their theme is. And I
So
do
you
astrology.
imagine
So there you go.
somebody, but this is the whole thing, okay?
Yeah.
You need to start somewhere. I'm not saying you need to be married to your niche, but you
Yeah.
need to start somewhere. We need to choose something. We need to open one business. And then within that business, you can do many things. You
I
can
think
branch off within that business, but we need to bring, a big thing for me is getting people to the first 10,000, even the first 5,000. That's a big thing for me. Okay. Because then when I get people there, they go, oh, they want to do it again and do it again and do it again. And that's one of the really tough things I'd say about what I do, because everybody's like, oh, I want to do this and I want to do retreats and I want to do this and I want to do that. But really, you need to start somewhere, because you would not open a fruit and vegetable shop and a boutique and a sports shop all at the same time, because so online is exactly the same. And that's the best example I can give to kind of force you all to, let's just choose one path. Because when you bring them in, you can then weave everything else also in that. Does that make sense? But you need to choose one thing to start. But then within that, you can do different things, because you need to remember, you can have a niche that solves several problems. You know, you're the corporate woman, but the thing is, you wouldn't go open up a business saying, I do tax returns, la 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 la. Do you want to come on a day out? You understand? So the hardest thing for people right away is to niche. But I mean like niche. Okay, so when you look at the systems, when we used to build businesses, we'd get down to a niche and the idea, but then we had to put a system on top. So let's look at a system. An ice cream cone. We make it better. We put some chocolate sauce on it. We make it better again. We maybe have two balls of ice cream. We make it better again. We have 2 balls of ice cream. We have chocolate sauce. We have a flake. We make it better again. We have sprinkles on it. Does that make sense? You are the sprinkles. Does that make sense?
It makes sense because I have started this business years and years ago, and I know it, and I attract clients, and I'm scared to tell my clients that I'm also an astrologer and also a tour guide, arranger. So because they have this tunnel vision, but
Okay,
maybe I just need to get new clients who are more open-minded.
I have a lady. She is in Sweden, and she's an accountant.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she spends 4.5 months of her life in Asia doing fitness, and she spends 3 months every year as a tour guide for a tour company in Europe. And
Yeah.
she's an accountant. Guys, I think Alicia has frozen. Does everybody? Oh, you froze there for a bit.
It froze there. Oh, I was just saying that, yeah, my Emily, it's seasonal. Oh, I don't know if you can hear me now.
Yeah, but what is really important is we need to choose one thing and we need to run with it.
Do I choose something new or do I keep what I have already done, even though it's not like exciting to me?
Then go and use. Did you take a screenshot?
Yeah.
Let me go. Did you? Let me go back.
Yeah, I have a screenshot of that.
Okay. When you get to this stage in life, it needs to be something that you're passionate about.
Right.
It's like I love opening businesses. I love helping people get clients. I love it. I love playing you videos and showing you the people all over the world who just do this. You need to feel like that too, because this is something you're going to be doing. You need to fall in love with who you're going to work with. And it's the hardest thing ever. So what I'd say, I'd go today and look at that table that you screenshotted and just go through it. And find one thing. It does not mean you just need to date your niche for a time frame. Okay? Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, Sarah. Is there any more questions before? Is there any more questions? Bless you, Michael. I think I just seen you sneeze. Does anybody have any more, not on business, but does anybody have any more niche questions? Anybody know the niche? So everybody who knows the niche, go out, press that link in the chat, and go and write in that comment your niche to the world. And then type done when it's done. You can use I help. Can you all see it? If you don't know your niche yet, you can say something that you learned about your niche. Though don't type it in the chat, hit that link and type it on that link. That will open up in Facebook in the new Academy page. So go in, say what you do, or if you don't know yet, you can say my name is and I don't know yet, or something you learned here. Go and be bold and do it. And don't be shy. When you go, I'll give you a minute. Or click the link. That's because it's on Facebook, Helen. And then type done when you're done. And if you don't know, type something you learned in the class. This is something you're going to keep forever. Go and click the link. And if you don't know what your niche is, you can just say something that you learned in the class. Don't be bold. If you don't know what to type, you can just type the type of people that you'd like to work with in the future. You need to get uncomfortable. It's the most difficult thing ever to get uncomfortable. Here's again, guys. Just click the link. Type who you've helped or who you would like to help or something to learn in advance. And this is the first step of opening your online business. So either something you've learned in the class or something you want to help them. Give you another minute before we finish. Okay. So well done for the people who have did that. It's really difficult to get out of your comfort zone. Who felt a bit, oh, I don't really I feel like a bit of an imposter. Oh, I can't really say that. You need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Do you have a Facebook account? The link is. It will open up in a page, Diana. So guys, thank you very much for today. We had to go into the niche stuff, so we're going to be doubling up tomorrow just because of the amount of people who were asking me about the niche. So what we're going to do is it's going to be tomorrow at exactly the same time, and we're going to go completely in very, very fast. So the ones who needed some of the niche stuff done, to be honest, it can take about 5 hours. So I've tried to put in as much as possible because it was not planned to be in this event. So tomorrow is going to be doubling up on some things that were meant to be in today. So guys, before we go, if everybody can just give us a nice big wave. Okay, a nice big wave. It's been absolutely fantastic having you all here. And if you have any questions about your niche, stick them in the Facebook group or stick them on My Academy page, and tag me. Okay, that's really, really important. And tag me. It's probably easier to do it in the that new Facebook page, not in the group, just because of the amount the notifications come through the business system, and the others my personal, because it goes a bit off. So I hope all of you have learned a little bit about your niche, about what we're going to do, where we're going to take it forward, and tomorrow is when we start building your business. Okay? We start building it tomorrow. And for the ones who already have a niche, I'm not going to apologize for changing the system on day one, because when you have so many people who send you a message saying, please do some niche, please do some niche, we need to help the people who don't have that yet. Okay, so sometimes we need to regress a little bit to help the people and bring them up to speed. Otherwise, they would have just been like, what is she going on about with all this tomorrow? So we're going to go very, very deep into it. Guys, thank you very much. It is 2 o'clock in the morning here. Does everybody want a quick look and we can see where I actually am before I go? Let me move. So I'll turn the virtual background off. All my guys have seen this before. So I'm staying. So it's 2 o'clock in the morning here. Turn that off. I'm staying at my friend's villa place. She has a couple little villas. I've come outside and my eyes are all going to steam up now. Let me just turn this off. 1 second. I'll show you. To keep quiet. Okay, we're off. Can you see? We go to the swimming pool. Okay. Can you see? So my friend, she owns this here. It's just a tiny little villa complex. She has about 12 of them. And I come here several times a year. So guys, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure to see you all. And I will see you all tomorrow. The doors will open as normal 30 minutes before. Okay? Guys, see you all later. Bye-bye. See you later. Bye-bye.